second Saturday in March, and at an airfield in remote southeastern California, 6 jets wait. Soon, pre-flight preparations are underway. 10 weeks of intense training has led to this, the Blue Angels' first air show of a new season.
Air show time, huh, guys? Right.
The first air show is much like the opening game of any sports team that's out there. We've been spending the entire winter getting ready for this day. Here we are the morning of, and there's a lot of anticipation of how we're going to do, because it kind of sets the tone for the season. How we're going to perform today is really going to get a key to how the year's going to go.
Have a safe flight, guys.
We'd like to really kick it off with a solid air show and just improve on that throughout the year.
The first major test for the new squadron is about to begin. It's a defining moment for those who waited years to earn the honor of being called a Blue Angel. Six months earlier, the previous squadron of Blue Angels flies a late-season show. The maneuvers, based on actual aerial combat tactics, are designed to excite and entertain. And they do.
There can only be one. It's called the Blue Angel.
Among those attending, 3 new pilots, still in khaki, selected to be part of next year's squadron. Lieutenant John Sacramento of the U.S. Navy. Major Dan Shipley of the U.S. Marine Corps. And Navy pilot Lieutenant Justin Otter. Today, they mingle with the crowd, watching the show from the ground. All the while, the reality of life as a Blue Angel is starting to sink in.
For all the newbies, the new officers that have joined the team, this is their first taste of life on the road with the Blue Angels, and it's overwhelming. It's such a machine in action to see the Blue Angel show on the road and actually be a part of it for the first time. You name it, it's coming at you, and it's the beginning of a wild ride.
Are you speed of sound?
For newbies, the first days are thrilling and perhaps a bit intimidating.
We just want to, get our feet wet and get into it, see how everything works. For us, the privilege of actually getting to stand at center point at the comm card and even just be a part of, this air show is just a blast. It's starting to materialize a little bit for you as you realize that you're actually going to be going through these functions and seeing how it actually works. So I think it'll be great.
Too good to be true. I haven't done anything with a team at all, but I tell you what, I can't wait. I can't wait to jump in that darn jet. It's a kick.
But before jumping in a jet, the new pilots, along with other new Blue Angel team members, have arrived back at training headquarters in Pensacola, Florida. Here, greeting them at the beginning of their 2 or 3 year tour, Squadron Commander Russ Bartlett, known as the Boss.
Welcome aboard, guys. Glad you're finally here, and it's great to have you. And I'm telling you what, your life just changed in ways that you can't even comprehend. This is going to be the greatest 2 or 3 years of your life. It's absolutely awesome. But I'll tell you what else, I just got to anything I've ever done in my life. Maybe for 20 years at a time, and nothing I've ever done has been harder than this. And it's not just the flying, although it's been the hardest flying I've ever done. It's all the other stuff. Impressive. And if all else fails, remember this. It's not you that won't talk to. It's the center. Okay? They don't care who Russ Bartlett is, and they won't remember if not who Russ Bartlett is. They'll just remember effective and painful and blunt and frank to the point where, sometimes you sit around this table like this go, what have I got myself into? What you learn now, all the things you can memorize now, parameters, procedures, all that stuff, the more you can get into your heads now, the less the mental anguish you're going to have out in El Centro when you're flying 3 times a day, 6 days a week, for 10 weeks out there. That is a grind. Take it on board, take a deep breath, and sort it out. Because, come January 2nd, we'll get out the desert, fights on. And from that moment on, man, your hair on fire for the next 10 months. It's going to be a blast.
Next stop for the newbies, a custom tailor shop near the Pensacola Naval Air Station. This is where the famous flight suit is made. Like the individuals who wear it, it's cut from special cloth. Then it's sewn meticulously and tailored to a precise fit. A very precise fit.
The darn thing's so tight and fine, take a while to get the boxer shit straight underneath it, so it'll be a couple minutes.
One by one, each newbie faces the moment of truth, beginning with John Sacamando.
It's a little tight. Something to do with John. Sacamando, what's your nationality? Downtown. That's right. Not too much muscle.
Next, Dan Shipley.
Pretty long arms, Dan.
Now I'm going to fail this thing tonight.
Finally, Justin Otto.
No. Definitely. Yeah, they did. One time they were painted on. Looks tight. You're living in the day, and you have to get used to the things. So that's all we need, eh?
For the new pilots, fitting into the suit is the start of becoming a Blue Angel. Now it's on to the long-awaited first flight in the Blue Jets, led by solo pilot Dan Martin.
All right.
Martin's at the end of his tour with the squadron and will be returning to the fleet.
You're actually automated and unflagged.
Though pilots fly the jets, the aircraft are said to belong to the maintenance crews who service them. Without them, the planes would never lift off, nor would pilots realize their dreams.
I've always wanted to fly. I think I was a little type who always jumped about flying, and I just wanted to fly jets. So to motivate me, I'd get out Blue Angel video, pop that into my TV at night, and I'd watch that sucker, watch it, F-18 was taking off, and that was all it took. Rekindled the spark. I never thought it was something I would ever attain. Flying a blue jet, it's the greatest thing in the world.
This morning, at least 2 other pilots agreed with Major Shipley. Like him, they've spent years honing their aviation skills. But this flight will be different than the missions they've flown before. Blue Angel pilots are named Marine Corps aviators who logged at least 1,200 hours flying a tactical jet and have experience taking off and landing on aircraft carriers. This flying is not for the faint-hearted. Jets launch from the carrier deck at 150 miles an hour and are airborne in 3 seconds. Pilots compare it to being shot out of a cannon.
Every time we take off the carrier is the ride of your life. I mean, it's probably the best part of the flight. The catapult shot is a pretty intense shot. I mean, it wakes you up. As soon as you get to the end of that stroke, you're flying. Landing aboard the ship is probably the most miserable experience that you can do. Right at 15 seconds, you're at 3/4 of a mile. And so it's like 15 seconds of sheer terror as you're trying to put that thing on the carrier deck.
Blue Angel jets are specially modified F-18 combat planes.